May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all of our hearts be always acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer.
Amen.
This morning we draw from the wisdom tradition of Israel. That is, from the ancient sifting and saving of hard-won insights about life with God. The name of our writer, Ecclesiastes, literally means the teacher. And the teacher gathers us learners together to impart ancient wisdom so that we too might grow wise. He would have no interest at all in today's breaking news that immediately goes stale. He measures his own relevance against eternity. Okay, so you wouldn't be inviting Ecclesiastes to your next party. Fair enough. The eat, drink, and be merry crowd would probably have found him boring anyway. But when the food's all gone and the bottles are in the recycling bin, then what? Ecclesiastes has set his own sights on the long view, and he has invested his whole life in building up and saving up. He's bought a great house and raised a wonderful family and made a famous name for himself in the world. Had the here and now been all there ever was, his life would have run its course, and the kids would have gotten their inheritance, and all memory of him would have begun to fade. But this morning, he lives on as the author of an entire book of our Bible. That's because faith holds on to the fact that when you and I eventually run out of runway, which inevitably we all will, that's when our souls take flight. That's when God's Spirit becomes the wind beneath our wings. That's the time we realize that holding on to all we've accomplished would only hold us back. Such is the perspective in today's gospel, as Jesus cautions the crowd, take care. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Greed. That good old Anglo-Saxon word meaning voracious, hungry, covetous, forever feeling empty and craving more. Jesus illustrates his point with a parable about a phenomenally successful farmer whose barn is bursting. The man asks himself, so now, what do I do? Good question. And the farmer rushes to provide his own answer. I know what I'll do. I'll tear down this outgrown storehouse and build a bigger barn. Once that's filled, then I'll say to my soul, relax now. It's enough. So the farmer actually convinces himself that filling this one new barn will do it. Not likely. Because by now his heart and his head have become hardwired for acquisition. Earlier in his life, perhaps he respected the biblical call to bless others as he was being blessed. But now it seems that wealth itself has become his God. Meanwhile, greed is blinding him to the selfish curse that he is inflicting on himself. You poor fool, God laments. In our own day, an addictive lust for wealth has become a core value, exerting an enormous pull on Christians and everybody else. We live in a highly competitive consumerist society where we are tempted to behave greedily 24/7. So I wonder, what retail ads are following you around on Facebook and Google? How many pages did my Visa statement run to over the last few months? We can tell we're getting hooked if we notice that getting more is leaving us wanting more. What we need to do in response is something that Ecclesiastes and faithful Christians have always done. Breathe deeply and put all this acquiring and achieving into perspective. Remember that before God called us into being, there was a time when you and I didn't even exist. Yet, here we are now, blessed and stewarding our blessings, on our way toward a new birth when we'll leave all our gains behind and take off. No one has captured this breathless prospect more vividly than did the late UN Secretary General, Dag Hammarskjöld, when he prayed, "For all that has been, thank you. For all that will be, yes!" Amen.